Hello everyone! Good afternoon po. Andito naman po ulit ako para sa ating bagong video tutorial. Alright, so before that, gusto kong kamustahin kayo. Kamusta ba kayo ngayong araw na ito? Okay ba kayo or medyo sad? Pero sana ay okay po kayong lahat. Okay? So, moving on. Our topic for today is all about probability sampling techniques and non-probability sampling techniques. Ano nga bang pagkakaiba ng dalawa? So the difference between probability and non-probability sampling technique, when we say probability sampling is preferred when you need to make statistically valid inferences about a population and want a representative sample, or ito yung pinipili kapag kailangan mong gumamit ng statistics tungkol dun sa population and those respondents na gagamitin mo mula dun sa sample mo. When you say non-probability naman is useful for exploratory research studying specific subgroups or when resources are limited. So, when we say non-probability, ito ay kapakipakinabang para sa mga exploratory research, pag-aaral din ng mga particular na subgroup, especially ito yung mga hindi ginagamitan ng statistics. Okay? So, again, probability, simple, ginagamitan ng statistics. Non-probability, hindi po because it's more on exploratory research. Okay, so probability sampling technique. So these are the example or types of probability sampling technique. Example na type number 1 is simple random sampling. So it is a method where every individual or item in the population has equal and unknown probability of being selected. So ang ibig pong sabihin niyan ay pag sinabi nating simple sampling, isang paraan to kung saan bawat individual or bagay sa populasyon ay may pantay at kailang posibilidad na mapili. So, meaning to say, when we say simple random sampling technique, lahat po ng mga sample size ninyo ay pwedeng mapili. Okay? So, here the example, if you have a deck of cards and you shuffle it thoroughly, then draw one card at random, you are using simple random sampling. Okay? So, lahat may chance na makuha bilang respondents. Okay? Mula dun sa sample size. Stratified sampling involves dividing the population into subgroups or strata based on certain characteristics. Ang ibig po sabihin nito ay hinahati nyo po yung population sa mga subgroups. So halimbawa, ikaw ay nagsagawa ng survey sa isang paaralan, maaring hatiin mo ang estudyante ayon sa antas ng baitang. At pagkatapos ay random na pipili ng mga estudyante. For example, your population is more on, let's say, legal management. So, hatiin nyo po sila lahat ng legal management by section. Tapos, yung section na yun po yung may chance para mapili ninyo randomly. Okay? So, next probability is the systematic sampling. Ito ay napakadali lang. This is very easy, guys. So, when we say systematic sampling, involves selecting every nth individual or item from a list of population where n is calculated based on the population size and desired sample size. Okay, for example, in a large factory, you could select every 20th. Madali lang po ito, yung systematic, naka-systematize daw. So, if you're going to get your respondents from your sample population, bibilangin nyo lang siya. Kung gusto nyo po ay every third, so yung every third, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, yung third po ay pipiliin nyo siya at magiging respondents nyo. So, yun po yung systematic sampling. And cluster sampling involves dividing the population into clusters or groups, often based on geographical regions, and then randomly selecting a few clusters. So all elements within the chosen clusters are included in the sample. So example here is, for example, um, kapag ikaw ay nagsagawa ng health survey sa isang bansa, maaari kang random na pumili ng ilang district or clusters. At pagkatapos ay magsagawa ng survey sa lahat ng mga kabahayan sa mga napiling distrito. For example, sa school, kung ano po yung mga sa senior high school. So, naka-cluster po sila, right? Tulad ng strands, gas, UMS, TVL. So, by cluster, by district, doon po kayo kukuha ng inyong respondents. Okay? So, those are probability sampling technique. Probability, sila po ay may ginagamitan ng statistics. So, simple random sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and cluster sampling. Okay? Alright, next po tayo ay, ayan, non-probability sampling techniques. So, non-probability, ito pa yung more on exploratory research. Convenience sampling yung unang-unang type of non-probability. So, when we say convenience sampling, involves selecting individuals or items based on their accessibility or availability. For example, conducting interviews with people who are easily accessible, such as surveying shoppers in a mall. O diba napakadali lang naman talaga maghanap ng respondents pag gagamit ka ng convenience sampling technique. Kung sino lang yung available na nandyan, eh di yun na po yung kunin natin na respondent. So, that is the convenience sampling. Purposive naman, when you say purposive, it involves selecting individuals or items with a specific purpose in mind. Researchers intentionally choose participants who meet certain criteria or characteristics. For example, here is, if you're searching the experiences of cancer survivors, you might purposely select participants who've undergone cancer. When you say purposive sampling technique kasi, ito po yung ito po yung kung sinong involved mismo dun sa research mo. Okay? For example, yun nga, kung ang pinag-aaralan mo naman ay yung mga what do you call this one? Mga IP people or indigenous people, yung mga member lang po sila ng indigenous people ang pag-aaralan mo. So, purposive po. Okay? Or for example, you want to study about the sports, kung sino po yung certain players doon sa sports sa pag-aaralan mo, like basketball, volleyball, sila po yung pipiliin mo. So, that is purposive sampling. Okay? Next po ay snowball sampling. When we say snowball sampling, ayan po is often used for hard-to-reach populations. Researchers start with one or few participants, then ask them to refer others who meet the researcher criteria, creating snowball effect. So, ayun po. So, nagsisimula kang manaliksik or mag-research at mamimili ka ng ilang kalahok lamang or ilang, what they call this one, respondents or tapos sila ay mag-recommend, para mas dumami yung magiging respondents. Okay? Next po, judgmental sampling technique. When we say judgmental sampling technique, involves the researcher's judgment expertise in selecting participants. So this method is subjective and relies on the researcher's knowledge of the population. So, meaning to say, ayan, pag sinabi nating judgmental, hindi naman sinasabing nangangailangan ng paghusga at karanasan. Hindi naman nangangailangan ng yung hinuhusgahan ninyo awan sa judgmental. Ito ay nangangailangan ng karanasan, ng research para sa pagpili ng mga alok. Ibig sabihin, those who are experienced or nakakaranas dun sa research mo, yun ang pipiliin mo. So, okay? So, that is judgmental. Alright? So again, those are the non-probability sampling technique or hindi kinakailangan na ng research or more on exploratory research. We have the convenience sampling, purposive sampling, snowball sampling, and judgmental sampling. Okay, for the sample size, paano ba kunin ang sample size. I mean, paano ba kunin ang um, participants doon sa ano nyo, population ninyo. Okay? So, we have here the Sloven's formula. So, it came from, na-discover ito ni Robert Slovin, and it aimed to determine the appropriate number of participants in a survey. This formula cannot be used without the actual value of total number of population. So, this is the Sloven's formula. Ayan po. So, N, ito po yung number of samples. So, sa population ninyo, for example, sa population ninyo is 100, pipili ka ng sample size doon. Yung sample size mo, doon ka kukuha ng inyong respondents. So, pero bago kunin yung respondents na yun, kailangan natin ng sample size. So, paano ba i-compute ang sample size? So, makikita nyo po dito sa bandang kaliwa, we have caps lock N, which is the total population, over 1 plus total population or the caps lock N, then E or margin of error squared. Again, N, small n, which is the total number of samples. Yan po yung hinahanap natin. Is equal to N, caps lock, or capital N, over 1 plus capital N, E squared. Okay, for example, ito po yung example. Ayan, find the sample size if the population size is 3,125. So, 3,125 yung population size. For example, ang hinahanap niyo pong legal management, ang inyong target population is legal management. So, let's assume na 3,125 po sila. So, from that, kukunin natin yung kanilang sample size. At kanilang 95% accuracy. So, ito yung solution. So, 95% accuracy, the corresponding percentage margin of error is 5%. So, 95% yung accuracy, accurate na daw po yung 95%. So, ima-minus nyo lang po yun sa 100%, kaya naging 5%. Okay? Then, apply the formula. So, yung capital N is 3,125 over 1 plus 3,125, na yung 5%, if you combine to decimal point, it will become 0.05 squared. So, ayan na po yung sagot. Just perform the operation. Yan po ang magiging sagot. So, we have sample size 355.73 or 356. Okay? So, thank you so much po everyone. I'm hoping na kayo po ay may natutunan sa aking video tutorial today. Alright? Thank you so much again. Bye!